NYYST. This is New York, Yankee sports talk. Swinging for the fences, knock it out the park. This is New York, Yankee sports talk. Christian and Chris, of course SGR. This is New York, Yankee sports talk. Homie, New York, Yankee sports talk. Record, rain or shine, grab your shades and umbrellas. NYYST, you're hanging with the fellas.
Welcome back. This is episode 394 of the NYYST podcast. We're live on NYY Underground. I'm your host, Christian, and I'm with SGR.
Oh, okay.
What up, dude? It's me and you tonight.
You okay? That was a...
Okay. I'm not okay. SGR, the S stands for sprain, guy rye. Okay. Hurt my ankle today.
All right.
Okay. Can't walk. Okay.
Way to make it all about you, Angel Reese, okay?
Okay. That is, listen, you wouldn't be watching this podcast. Okay. Yeah, you're good, but it's also me. Okay.
What a ridiculous. Are we starting with WNBA? But I really didn't like that comment from Angel Reese, and I've actually been kind of like getting into it with like her and Caitlin Clark have been kind of fun to watch, and I like the rivalry there. But I mean, come on, you can't make it a. You could say Caitlin Clark isn't changing the game, but you can't then say you are.
Yanks are 23 games over 500 on June 3rd, and we're opening with the WNBA.
It's just the way it's got to be, though. I mean, this is a big story. Stephen A got blasted today on his own show.
I saw bits and pieces of that.
Yeah. All right. But hey, look, we're talking about the WNBA. So maybe that's the plan all along.
You know, if you want more WNBA content, make sure you subscribe to the NYYST podcast wherever you get your podcasts. We will not be talking about the WNBA ever again, but
yeah, that's it.
You know, but please
it's like
make
Stephen
sure
A. Smith. Okay.
Just please make sure you are subscribed we are available on your favorite platform, because there will be and there have been audio only shows throughout the course of the year. So you want to make sure you don't miss any new episodes. Also, make sure that you are subscribed to NYY Underground. If you're in the chat tonight, smack the like, okay? Hit the subby, okay? And make sure you join us for NYY Underground Day, September 14th, out at Yankee Stadium. We'll be in right field, right behind the man Juan Soto. And,
dude, that's gonna be pretty awesome, man.
And make sure you tell everybody that the NYYST podcast is the official Yankees podcast of Odyssey. The Yankees are taking care of business here. 7-2 West Coast road trip. We sat here last week a week and a half ago, I guess, right before the Yankees started this, and we said, honestly, 5-4 you'd be okay with. 6-3 is what you're looking at, and they come home. They went 7-2 on this West Coast road trip. You could not have asked for more from the Yankees going out to California.
Couldn't have asked for anything more, and they did it in a good fashion. They look like the dominant team in all of the, that entire trip, which is good to see. That's another bright spot in this season, because I like to compare in recent years, the overall feel of this team, and one of the hiccups of this team in recent years has been that West Coast trip. Sometimes it could end up derailing a season, and I mean, who knows what happens going forward, but it was nice to see them handle that trip, because that's not an easy trip, man.
No, and we talked about this on our Friday episode that we dropped right before the San Francisco series started. The Yankees don't always play well in Anaheim. They really didn't play well in Anaheim in that series. They still found a way to win 2 out of 3 games. And then they go to San Francisco. You know what happened? Their stars took over the game. Aaron Judge, believe it or not, this is we look at all these stats and are amazed at the things Aaron Judge and Juan Soto are doing. And this is more about the Giants than it does Aaron Judge, obviously. But what the hell is this dog eating?
Are you going to bring up that tweet that you went viral for?
No, but I'm sorry, I got distracted. The dog is chomping on something, and he shouldn't have anything. He shouldn't have anything that he's
eating. You want to go check on it? I'll take over the show for a bit, me and the boys. I got a whole crew here with me.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I got Buck here with me. We're going to talk about the Mets for a second here. Mets just aren't really doing too good.
You won't get back to what you're saying.
Oh, so Aaron Judge played 3 games at Oracle Park, and he's tied for the most home runs hit at Oracle Park this season.
I saw that stat today. Was he tied with like former Yankee Tyro Estrada?
Yeah, and I think Mike Yastrzemski's the other one.
That and it's like obviously a crazy disparity in the number of plate appearances. It's in the hundreds for those two guys, and it's 8 for Judgy.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, Aaron Judge went there. San Francisco fans are a little butthurt that he didn't go there, which whatever. I mean, it is what it is. You want to boo the guy, that's fine. And then Aaron Judge, the crazy thing is that Aaron Judge, dude, like yesterday, Juan Soto was obviously the star of the game with the 2 home runs, especially the big
Sure.
home run to give him the lead in the 9th inning. And like you're saying to yourself, oh, Judge had an off game. He had an off game. He was still on base 4 times.
Yep,
Like
I'll take that off game.
that's the level that Aaron Judge is playing at right now. It's ridiculous that Aaron Judge and Juan Soto, excuse me, Aaron Judge
Okay.
and Juan Soto, we're seeing them when that trade went down in early December, we had all these dreams and thoughts and fantasies of what it would look like. This is beyond your wildest dreams as a Yankee fan, watching these two play like this. Ryan, we're sitting here June 3rd. The Yankees are off tonight.
Mhm.
We have 2 legitimate MVP candidates in this lineup
I
hitting back to
mean,
back.
look at the numbers. They're 1 and 2 across the board in all major categories. Let's just talk about Judge here. Player of the month in May, 14 home runs, a 361 batting average, 27 RBI, a 1.397 OPS, and 12 doubles. On top of the 14 home runs, the guy hit 12 doubles this month. That's 28 extra base hits in the month of May.
You got a super chat
Oh,
here.
sorry, 26. My math is terrible.
Okay, you got a super chat here from Ryan Hansley Jr. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Ronald. Okay.
4 starting pitchers with the under 3 GPA. I don't know what that is. What's the GPA? And
I guess it's the school version of
I
ERA.
don't you got me beat on that one, pal. I never heard GPA in terms of Major League Baseball. He says
Yeah, what's
salute
the
to the
grade point
whole
average?
yeah, really. Salute to the whole NYYU family. Keep doing your thing. Okay. Well, thank you. Appreciate the super chat. But somebody clarify what
Yeah,
GPA is,
Kev
please.
Boogie said it in the chat, or Boogie, sorry. Uh, GPA is crazy. He meant
He,
ERA. Ronald, he meant
but they
ERA. We
don't
got it. Yeah, no,
but they
he
don't
definitely said ERA.
they don't all have under 3 ERAs though. That's
No,
the whole
not
thing.
all of them. 4 of them.
Did he say 4 of them?
Yeah, he said 4 of them,
Oh,
dude.
I'm sorry. That's my bad. My bad, dog. Okay.
Okay. A little clarification there. Okay.
Oh,
Go ahead.
autocorrect got you. Is that what happened? Okay. All right.
Okay, you got it. The autocorrect is still he still hit us with that super duper chat.
Yeah, well, the Yankees have 4 starting pitchers with an ERA under 3 because Road Nestor exists.
Wait, because yeah, really. Sorry, someone just complimented me in the chat. Thanks, Uncle Dom. Just what he said. He likes my impressions.
So even though Nestor Cortez didn't pitch well Sunday, he got knocked out in the 5th inning. He still only allowed 3 runs. The Yankees have not allowed a Yankee starting pitcher has not allowed more than 3 runs since May 11th in a start. It's ridiculous the run that the starting pitching has been on.
It's historic. And what's cool too is it's most of the guys that you had last. Oh no, it's not really though. It's what no Nestor, Clark,
Well, really, if you think about it, you
Rowe
want
for
to
a
say
bit. It's nice to see these guys taking that next step because on paper last year, I mean, talk about a disappointment when you went into it.
Kev Boogie's calling you out in the chat, bro. He says he does a better Hal impersonation
Well,
than you.
Kev, you're going to have to come on. You're going to have to clarify that statement because I have been working meticulously on my Hal impression, and I do think it is better than yours. What say you?
I'd say that's pretty good.
I mean, it's getting there. It's getting there. My Judge, I've been working behind the scenes on a Judge, and I hit another level with it. I think I'm almost there. Yeah.
So the Yankees are rolling right now. They're 23 games over 500. They're 1 game up now in the loss column over Baltimore, which was crazy, bro. Because Tampa came back on Baltimore yesterday, so they avoided the sweep. Which then the Yankees came back and the Yankees got the sweep. Which I'm a person that only looks at the loss column. Like, I know the Yankees are 3 up, but they played more games and they've won those games. So that's how you get there. But I like to look at the loss column because I think that's where the separation that you have to look at, right? The Yankees won 21-7 in May. We're the only team in baseball to not lose a series, and they didn't create any separation between them and Baltimore. So Baltimore, they're going to be there the entire season. This is going to be a team, and they got dealt a significant blow. John Means, and I can't think of the other guy's name right now, but they lost 2 starting pitchers to UCL injuries. So they're going to be in the trade market looking for starting pitching, and we know that they're not going to be shy to do it as they acquired Corbin Burns.
Right-hander Tyler Wells
Tyler
also.
Wells, that was the other guy's name.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's unfortunate. That really sucks because you want them full strength as much as it. Like, look, does it give the Yankees a somewhat of an advantage right now? Sure, their rotation took a hit, but you want to beat the teams at full strength. That's where you look at like Houston not being relevant really right now. Although they're skidding along, but they're in third at 26-34 in that division. They're 7.5 back of the Mariners. You kind of want to face those teams that have been the obstacle for the recent future
But
recent history. I mean,
you really couldn't have asked the Yankees to play any better in May, and
Hmm.
Baltimore's there with them
yeah,
step by
yeah,
step,
they're
and then
both 8-2. Their last 10.
you got to expect that going throughout the course of the season. That's why this upcoming it's in a few weeks. It's not. I think it's not this Monday, next Monday.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're coming up again soon.
June 18th. So you got 2
Yeah,
weeks
they have
here.
a tough stretch. I think they play Baltimore, followed by Atlanta right after, maybe a series in between.
Yeah.
It's like
So
Dodgers, Kansas City, Baltimore.
that's
Fucking
going to be a big series for the
big
Yankees.
stretch. Big stretch in June here. This is a big month for this team.
Because that was their low point. I think
Yeah.
when they went down to Baltimore, they couldn't score. They lost 3 out of 4. That was their low point. They've come back. They played exceptional baseball. And the thing that you really like about yesterday's game, and was it Jose Trevino? I think
What's
it was
that?
Jose Trevino said it that uh they could have just went in there and kind of mailed that one in yesterday. They had the series win locked up. They had the winning road trip locked up. They end of a long West Coast trip day off. They could have just went through the motions, but they didn't do that yesterday. There seems to be a different sense of urgency around this team because I said it to you guys in our chat here. When would you, if you're going to get a Sunday punt lineup, you would have gotten it yesterday. And the Yankees threw their A lineup out there in San Francisco.
And it paid off for him because look who comes through in the end. The guy that you're paying the big bucks to, the guy that you just brought in. That's what's awesome with right now, the stretch that they're on, like you said before, and it's a great point that it's the superstars are really coming through for this team right now with Soto and Judge. And that's fucking makes it so much more enjoyable.
So the Yankees are taking this regular season very seriously, and they need to because, like we said, they've been on this incredible stretch here. They haven't really gotten away from Baltimore, so they're gonna have to play their guys. I believe that Judge and Soto have started every game so far this season, so that's what you like to see is consistency in the lineup. Although I want to say I don't know if you noticed this in the last week or so. Against a lefty, they're dropping Doogie down to 5, and then against a righty, he's batting cleanup. So is a little tinker in the lineup there. But except for when Judge gets a DH day, same 9 guys, and I count the catcher as one position really at this point. You get the same 9 guys out there every day. Although now DJ LeMahieu is in there, and I like the fact that DJ's batting ninth. I really do. I think that's where he belongs at this point. Uh, it was smart of the Yankees to keep him away from the leadoff spot because Anthony Volpe is. What are you going to say about Anthony Volpe? That the kid's earned where he's at right now. He's definitely showing that he belongs to be the leadoff guy. He definitely is making Brian Cashman in the Yankee front office look smart for passing on all those free agent shortstops. I mean, this kid is fitting in perfectly as a table setter for Juan Soto and Aaron Judge.
Big time. He took a ball the other way the other day. It was 100 mile an hour,
Yeah,
100
the
mile per hour
triple,
pitch. Yeah, the triple, right?
the triple in the ninth inning
I mean,
yesterday.
does Anthony Volpe even come close to that last year? So
Oh,
to see
forget
that
it.
jump, man, it's really awesome. And No, it's a testament to Anthony Volpe for sure. This is a guy that behind the scenes he's puts in a tremendous amount of work. That's where you got to kind of give Anthony Rizzo some credit too. You're seeing some footage of him taking extra hacks, trying to just figure something out, some extra BP and stuff like that. Again, that's sort of the MO of this team this year. They're all building off one another. They all want to one up the other guy, and that's exactly exactly what you need for a winning formula. You need that competitive nature within your organization.
In this, enough people have talked about it that it's not gone unnoticed, but it's not getting enough attention. And that's Jose Trevino busting his ass down the line yesterday to beat out the return throw on the double play here, because obviously if he gets nailed there, the Yankees probably don't win the game. The rally short circuit it, but he does, and that's why it's so important to fucking run. It's
Yep.
not these guys. That's what you love to see. Hustle. This team is hustling.
They're
You know,
hustling, they're bustling.
he could have given up there and said, "Oh, double play. I'll just jog to first." He knew the situation, knew he had to bust his ass out of the box, got on first base, and then the Yankees got on a roll there. That's why, fans have the right to get upset when guys don't hustle. You want to say, you hit a two hopper to second, you're a left-handed hitter, you hit a two hopper to second, you jog to first, end of the inning. Nobody, especially if nobody's on,
Yeah.
it's become normal. You look past it. But in a situation like that, game's on the line there. Excuse me. You love to see a guy like Jose Trevino just busting it out of the box there to get the rally really started.
Hell yeah, dude. That's how rallies start. You gotta fucking take what you can get, and that's what they got, and then they made the most of it. I mean, Trevino right now, man, hitting 262 at 319 on base. He's making the most of his opportunities in 107 at bats so far this year.
Yeah, I mean, he's been all right. He's been okay. I mean, you can't really
Yeah,
complain
he's
about
a
too
backup
much.
catcher. I mean, well, not. I guess he's more of a platoon catcher.
He's a backup catcher that's starting,
Right.
which is what the problem was in 2022 with him, because we saw him fade. So hopefully Austin Wells can. But again, Austin Wells is not going to get hot playing 2 or 3 times a week. You know.
No, he needs a stretch. It was the same kind of thing that seemed to be the case last year. Yeah, he's not even over 200 right now.
So
Austin Wells.
it's a lot to like out of this Yankee ball club. And one of the things that I really am excited about is that it was announced Gerrit Cole is beginning his rehab assignment tomorrow night in Somerset. If you're going to be out in Somerset to watch Gerrit Cole, come say hi. I'm going to be behind home plate. I made sure that I was going to be there for this game. The Patriot Stadium is only about 35 minutes from my house. I got really lucky because I was literally on Twitter the minute that Brian Hoke tweeted that Boone announced it, ran right away to get tickets. And now they're selling lawn seats for they're selling one lawn seat for more than I got 2 tickets for behind home plate. So
you were kind of like those concert goers on Ticketmaster, dude, like those bots. You
I was
fucking
a
jumped
bot.
right in
I
there.
was botting those tickets yesterday. That's
You
right.
did what you had to do, man. You got to do it. Now they're gouging.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
price gouging there.
gouging. Man, my vocabulary is a little shaky today. My math was off. What's going on here?
Okay, well,
I guess it's because I'm filling in for Chris technically
you
tonight.
didn't
So
have Keith Hernandez math, though. Did you see that over the
no,
weekend?
no.
Yeah, it was on Darryl Strawberry. They retired Darryl Strawberry's number over the weekend. It was two jerseys sitting next to two guys wearing Mets jerseys sitting next to each other. And then he goes, "Well, if you subtract that equals 15." And it was like
Not even
far
close.
off, like super far off.
Yeah, Flub's basic jersey math on Mets broadcast. One had Hernandez's number 17, and the other was wearing Gary Carter's number 8.
Oh, so yeah, so that's what it was, 17 and 8.
And then he said, "That's right. That adds up to 15, doesn't it? 17 and 8. That's 15." Oh
Oh, is
boy.
that what it was? He tried to add him?
Maybe he was thinking 7 and 8, but still, I mean, come on, Keith.
Well, in fairness to Keith, man, his brain is probably all foggy after watching this Mets ball club day in and
Yeah,
day
hey, I
out.
don't blame him.
But here we are now, man. It's real now.
It's real.
It's real now. Like, we can actually sit here and try to figure out when Gerrit Cole is going to return to the New York Yankees. Uh, Brian Hoke speculated that it's going to be when the Yankees are in Boston, June 14th to the 16th. He feels
Let's
that.
go.
Here's the thing, right? So I expect Cole to throw about 40 to 50 pitches tomorrow, right? That seems to
Okay.
be about right. Then the next one will be 15. So you get him up to about 65 pitches. Now the question becomes, do the Yankees feel like do they want 75 of Gerrit Cole at the major league level, or do they want to give him a third one and then then he can give you 90 at the major league level. So it looks like it's going to be between 2 to 3. Do the Yankees feel comfortable with him only being a 75 pitch pitcher? Then if they do, then he'll make 2 starts. He'll be back in Boston. If not, then they'll wait, give him a third one. This way he can give you about 90. So, but we're still looking here, dude. It's early. You want to say earliest, he's back to 14th to the 16th. That's 2 weeks. 2 to 3 weeks. Gerrit Cole's, knock on wood here, everything goes well. He keeps progressing. What do you call it? Recovers well.
Okay.
2 to 3 weeks. Gerrit Cole's back in this. He's back in this rotation.
2 to 3 weeks, baby. So do you think he'll do 2 rehabs with Somerset?
Well, I don't know where Somerset is after this.
So I know that's what I'm looking at because you got to think he'll be every 5th day. He'll go every 5th day.
Yeah.
So if that lines up, dude, you want to go on Sunday? Because they're home still against Hartford. It's a fucking 6-game series.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm very busy this week.
Yeah.
Sunday might be the only day that I'm not doing anything.
I might look into it.
Because I'm gonna be also if you're gonna be out at the stadium on Wednesday, come say hello. Okay, I'm gonna be out there for Juan Soto basketball jersey night. Okay, so
there are some seats available.
I don't like
$37 for 2 seats, like 10 rows behind home plate.
That's where I am tomorrow. And then you
Yeah.
add the fees in, and it comes to like $44.
That's not bad.
Yeah,
Should I do it?
do it, bro. What's the worst that's gonna happen?
All right, I'm doing it.
He doesn't pitch, and then you still
Go to a
catch
Somerset game.
still go to a Somerset game.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
So, but the thing I got pissed by this because part of the added bonus of going to see Cole is that Dominguez is rehabbing in Somerset. Except for today, the Yankees announced they're moving him up to Scranton.
That sucks. But what are you gonna do?
Yeah, what are you gonna do? You're going there to see Gerrit Cole pitch, so that's it. I wanted to make sure I was behind home plate because I want to watch him. I want to get some good video. This way we could post on social media of what he's up to and everything. So
Talk to Brophy. Go there. Try to get a press pass, dude.
sure
Get on there.
I'm sure those are all snatched up by now.
Yeah, maybe.
People
Maybe.
are running to get those. I'm just happy to be there.
I hear
man.
you.
I'm just
No,
happy to
for
be
sure.
there.
It's gonna be. Oh, you're gonna sit behind home plate and watch Gerrit Cole toss a fucking ball game. Doesn't get much better, except when he's wearing down in those pinstripes.
Yeah, so now we don't. This is what it is, though, dude. This would have been a larger conversation of what's going to happen with the Yankees, but there is no conversation because Clark Schmidt's on the IL. Cody Petit goes back down to Scranton as an insurance policy. Cole slots in. Boom.
Boom, right back to it. We do have a super chat from our favorite Ra. He back on that Judge topic. What are the chances that Judge steals the AL MVP from Soto this year?
You think it's stealing? Wouldn't think it's stealing. Honestly,
I don't know if I would call it stealing because it's AL MVP and he's the most recent of the two.
Plus, wouldn't you say he's very deserving of being the MVP?
Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily going to be a steal, but it is going to be a competition between the two. Imagine if the competition for MVP is between Juan Soto and Aaron Judge.
Right now,
where it is right now.
I would say right now, these are the two favorites to win the American League MVP. And isn't that look, dude, this is what we wanted. This is what we had hoped for. This is like, all right, you hope for Juan Soto to play at an all-star level. You hope for Juan Soto to boost the offense and Aaron Judge be the MVP. But now you have Juan Soto playing at an MVP level. Like, this is beyond, I keep saying this is beyond what we could have envisioned. That these two are playing this well together.
Totally. I mean, you could have asked for it, put it on paper, sure, but to actually see it happen, it's kind of like pretty awesome. It's crazy just like to see, like, especially because they're back to back. I think that plays a part of it. Just like the entertainment value of this team right now is unbelievable.
Yeah, and I see a couple people in chat mentioning Kyle Tucker and Gunnar Henderson, and respect to them as
Yeah.
well. But you can't tell me that Aaron Judge and Juan Soto aren't right now, especially with the way the Yankees are playing, favorites to favorites for the MVP award. And it's early; things can change, obviously, but these two are playing at an MVP level right now. I mean, we should all be enjoying this.
Yeah, and even A. Becker asked in the chat, like, is it possible Judge surpasses his 2022 season? And honestly, I didn't think so, but now I kind of do. I think he can surpass that season. Then you got David Miser in the chat. Stanton, it's a super chat. Stanton for comeback player of the year. He's a strong candidate for that. Although
Yeah, I mean,
lately he's swinging at some fucking
he does
crazy
it.
pitches.
But this might be the difference between Stan this year and Stan previous years. We've seen him like take those ridiculously bad Stan swings, but then he hits a home run on when did he hit that home run?
I'm
I
not
don't
sure.
he hit a home run, big home run late in San Francisco. It might have been Saturday, or I can't remember now. But they give the Yankees some much needed insurance. It was a big home run late in the game, and then he had
Saturday.
it was Saturday.
Yeah,
And
two-run
then
ding.
and then yesterday he had that double that was the extra insurance run that the Yankees needed. So I mean he's still coming up with these big
He's
hits.
clutch. He's clutch. Yeah.
So yeah, thank you, Kev Boogie. Also, you got I'm just my brain can get fried at times.
Yeah, man.
Especially with these West Coast games.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough keeping up. I actually, what was that? I guess that was the Saturday game. I passed out, man. I couldn't keep my eyes open. Pretty sad. I'm
But
like Patriotic Kenny. Pretty sad. If anyone knows that reference, listening, watching Yankee games on the Yes app, you're a big fan of Patriotic Kenny.
okay, Patriotic Kenny.
Write in the chat if you know Patriotic Kenny or if it's just my, like, but come on, dude. If you don't know who Patriotic Kenny is, then you're not watching ball games.
Where does Patriotic Kenny appear?
It's an ad that goes on, it's like they play the same 4 ads over and over again on the
Is it the
Yes
old
app.
guy?
Yeah, the old guy with the scooter.
In the wheelchair? Yeah, the scooter, and the girl
Yeah, he
makes
gets
TikToks for him.
the scooter breaks and like, how'd you feel about that? Pretty sad. But then they get him a new scooter, they hook him up.
That's
That's
what his name
Patriotic
is.
Kenny. Yeah, he's Patriotic
Oh, I
Kenny.
didn't know that's what his name
Yeah,
is.
yeah, it's
Oh,
our boy.
okay.
Gotta get him on the pop.
So that's the new. He
Yeah.
doesn't understand the gravity of his illness.
100%.
Okay.
It's that one. There's some other ones.
If you're in the chat and you get he understand the
Gonna help
gravity of his illness reference, just drop us a thumbs up or
Come
something.
on.
We would love to know that you guys
Yeah.
remember that one.
Understand the gravity of your illness.
Because that was what's his face from Weeds, right?
Yeah,
That was
I'm not gonna be able to bang it.
he played
Yeah.
Esteban.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not, I won't be able to name
I don't
it.
I don't
And it's
care.
and also Anna de Armas was also in that.
Okay.
She's huge now.
Yeah, it was a short film. I heard it
Yeah.
was like a 23-minute film or
All
something.
right, we
like
got some
that.
Patriotic Kenny references in the chat. Nice.
Okay,
Pretty
Patriotic
sad.
Kenny. So as great as things are with the Yankees, right? And I think and I want to say this, right? Because I put out a tweet yesterday, and it was when when Dennis Santana was in there, and the game was kind of getting away from the Yankees a little bit. That this team needs a bullpen, right?
Mhm.
That's my opinion, and I want to say a couple things here. You can be positive about the Yankees while also pointing out their flaws. I think if you went through my timeline over the weekend, that might have been the only negative, quote, negative tweet I had about the Yankees all weekend. It
Yeah, you're
doesn't
pretty
mean that
positive all weekend, dude.
you have to be positive about this team, but also, we get paid for our opinion of this ball club, right? I have to give my opinion of what I feel is a perceived weakness of this team. It can't be all like Juan Soto, Aaron Judge, Juan Soto, Aaron Judge, Gerrit Cole's coming back, Juan Soto, Aaron Judge, Anthony Volpe, Gerrit Cole's coming. It can't all be that. You got to critique the team. And right now, the only thing to critique, there's 2 things for me. Road Nestor, he's a bum. Road Nestor is a bum.
Okay.
And what else? And then
and the bullpen.
yeah, and then maybe a little Rizzo sprinkled in there.
Yeah, Rizzo's
He
a
worries me.
problem too. But
He worries me.
my biggest concern for this team is their bullpen. And I said I don't want your numbers because use your eyes, guys. Who do you want to say Clay Holmes is the closer? Fine. Then he pitches in a 4-run game. He's a little shaky. You feel like, oh, Jesus Christ. Like now we're going to have to sweat this one out. He gets through it. Fine, whatever. And then yesterday, like nothing. He took care of San Francisco like it was nothing. So you never know what Clay Holmes you're going to get on a given day. But he's been, by and large, he's been great this year.
Mm-hmm.
Luke Weaver's been a godsend. Who knew that this guy had this in him? I think
I know for sure. Weaver's been great.
Once Tommy Kahnle starts building up a little bit, I feel comfortable with Tommy Kahnle out there. But outside of that, I don't feel comfortable with a lot of these guys. Okay, Ian Hamilton, maybe once he gets through this, he gets through this COVID IL, he starts building himself back up. Maybe he'll get himself back to where he was. But he was really shaky this season after we had a lot of high hopes for him. Michael Tonkin gets unnecessarily shit on, but he's been really good since he's been here. But you want Michael Tonkin getting big outs in the 8th inning?
No, and especially not when these games are magnified in October, and that's where you're looking. You're kind of looking at the whole perspective of it, that this bullpen, most likely the way it's currently constructed, is not going to sustain itself come October. They're gonna find, other teams will find the holes in that middle relief. So that's really where, because David Miser asked in the chat, any future trade deals. I think Scott from Miami, he says, that's definitely someone I would look into. Tanner Scott,
That's your guy.
Yeah, that was the guy I threw out there a couple weeks ago. I think that's the trade. I think right now you're not gonna. They have too many starting pitching, too many starting pitchers right now, so they're not looking for that right now where it stands. The offense doesn't really need a whole lot of big support, so you're not going to get any big time deals. I could see them working a deal for Scott down the line, because you got to think too, like what teams do they like to operate with, and Miami's definitely one of those teams that they have Cashman has a good rapport with.
And then if you look at other guys in that bullpen, you don't really have any trust factor in either of the lefties that are out there. Dennis Santana is completely hit or miss, and more often than not lately he's been miss. So the Yankees, to get through, not only to get through this season, but to be the prohibitive favorite, this dog, I don't know what his problem is.
But yeah, and I just didn't like how, it's you weren't even really necessarily being super negative. You were just pointing out a part of this roster that could be a negative factor come October. You were still, it's still, it's realistic. It's realistic is what you're being. Yeah, I get that, like the fan perspective of that. Like, yeah, I know you just want to gloat and enjoy the wins when you're having them, but also, we are covering the team, and that's an area that is a concern if you're watching this team every single night.
Right. Can you and your personalities take over for a minute?
Yeah, I'm going to take over here. We got Buck here sitting down with Mike Francis. I'm actually hosting Mike here. Mike, how you doing today?
Okay, we're doing good here. Okay.
I also have Brian Cashman here with me. Cashman's going to talk for a quick second here about possibly adding Tanner Scott. What do you think about that? Maybe get Severino back on board.
We don't feel as though Severino is someone we are going to look into. But maybe we do. Maybe we don't. But, that's not really that's a bridge that has certainly not only been burned, but has been thrown deep into the dumpster. Back to you, Christian, or he still doesn't have his headphones. So
I'm good. Okay.
All right, we're good.
That's kind of fun.
Somebody in the chat said they could bring Ron Ma back up. Yeah, why? I don't know why he got sent. I know why he got sent down, because God forbid the Yankees DFA anybody when somebody has options available. But he was pitching well. But again, this is an area of concern for me. So it's not being negative about the team. The team's 23 games over 500. I have had more fun watching this Yankee team than I can. I don't know when the last time I had this much fun watching the Yankees. And it's even more fun on a personal level because my daughter starts to know some of the players now. and she wants to watch it with me. So I'm very happy with the performance of the team. You'd be stupid not to be. But as I always point out to everybody, I have to give my opinion of the team. That's what they want out of us.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So you can't just be, I think it's disingenuous to just sit there and to go positive, 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 and ignore all the negatives. Because again, at the end of the day, this has been a really fun season. You can't say it hasn't been. It's appointment television now every night. Now that they're back home every night, 7:05, appointment television. You're in front of the TV watching the New York Yankees play baseball. You're excited to watch the New York Yankees play baseball. If we didn't have to record this podcast tonight, it'd be friggin' miserable with nothing to do. I'd be watching the friggin' Mets versus the Nationals, bro.
Ew,
Yeah, exactly.
that's gross.
But at the same time, what's this all mean? If the Yankees don't win the World Series, the New York Rangers were the best team in hockey in the regular season. They lost in 6 in the conference finals. I don't want that to happen to the Yankees. Oh, they win 101, win the AL East. They lose in the ALCS again. What's it mean? That's so
Failure.
yeah, exactly. Especially on a year like this when you have to win the World Series basically. So I'm looking for reasons or not looking, but pointing out things that the Yankees can improve upon. And again, it's not being negative, being realistic. This offense is great. Can you tweak it a little bit? Yeah.
You get a little tweak action there.
So if you want to look, if you're in the market to improve the offense, you can look for a corner infielder, third base or first.
Yeah.
You can move, if you find an upgrade at third, you can whoever's playing better, Rizzo or LeMahieu plays first. Or you can look for an improvement at first base. It doesn't matter. Where do the Yankees owe Anthony Rizzo? Why? Because his wife and Aaron Judge's wife walked the dogs together? How many rings has that won them?
Just 2 wedding rings.
Yeah, well, I'm looking for a World Series ring over
I
here.
hear you.
And I love
continue.
Anthony Rizzo, dude, but still, dude, he's got an OPS in the 600s right now.
Yeah, and then the glove not stepping
That's
up
the
when the
biggest
bat's
problem.
gone.
That's the biggest issue with Anthony Rizzo is
Yep.
that he has not looked like a Gold Glove first baseman. And that's the one thing. If you want to have an OPS in the 600s at a slugging position, you have to play defense. And he hasn't done that to an adequate level. Maybe not to an adequate level for an average major league first baseman, but to an adequate level for what we expect out of Anthony Rizzo.
Yeah, I mean, look at Pete in the chat. Dude is slugging under 300 in his last 30 games. What is he? He's only hitting singles lately, right?
I can't tell you the last time Anthony Rizzo's had a home run.
That's really bad. There's nothing more to say other than that.
Anthony Rizzo's OPS this is 661.
Yeah, and what you always say, league average is like 800.
You want to be in the 700s, dude.
700s.
You really do. I mean, that's what kind you want to be in the, 720, 730 if you to be able to stay in a lineup.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. He looks lost too, which is like he looks like mentally like he's checking out almost. Like he just can't keep up with it mentally right now, which is kind of nervous. Makes me a little nervous.
yeah, and Uncle Dom says he's become a single hitter, which is we talked about that I think last week. But he's not hitting enough of those either. He's batting like 240.
Yeah,
So,
I mean at that you could at least find a positive there, but you can't even do that. I don't know. There was some confusion in the chat before about like why the Yankees are continuing to go with like a guy like Dennis Santana over Ron Marinaccio, and it's only because of the options. It's because they have the ability to bring up Marinaccio and send him back down a few times before they have to waive that player if they were to try to send him back down. That's why I just Santana must not have any options or
no, I
he's
don't think
limited.
he does.
Yeah, so it's a matter of roster construction. They can't really work around it having the maximum amount of arms that they want each game. Marinaccio's the odd man out, unfortunately, right now. It has nothing to do with his numbers. It's more to do with his contract setup.
And that's why, excuse me, above all else, even with the innings limit, Heal probably would have been the odd man out because he has options.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. The options play a big part in roster construction.
The
So that's
Yankees,
definitely why.
the Yankees loathe DFAing guys when they can just option somebody. It doesn't matter who it is. They'd rather option somebody that could be more useful than just letting somebody go.
Rah throwing out some trade proposals in the chat. Brady House at third base, and for first base Spencer Torkelson, little Torque.
Did you say the name
Keith.
right this time? We don't need another
Yeah,
international.
I believe I did, and I think I did the first time. I think that was my silly brother that might have said it wrong. But again, if I said it wrong, I apologize. But I believe it's Rah. And then also second base Colt Keith. If we could trade for any of those guys, which ones would you get? I do like Spencer Torkelson. I want an upgrade at first base.
I
I'm
think
for right
Spencer
now.
Torkelson just got sent down.
Oh shit. So hey, that could be the guy.
I want to say I just saw him get sent down.
Yeah, they are. Send him to AAA Toledo.
Yeah, so I don't think we need Spencer Torkelson then. Okay, can't even stay on the Tigers.
Yeah, that's never really a good sign. But I'm looking for a lefty at first. That's the position I try to upgrade. It's just who knows if they're going to be willing to do that with Rizzo.
Yeah, I don't think. Look, man, I'm like I said, it's not a priority to replace Rizzo. But if something comes across the table here, I don't think the Yankees should be like, no, we have a first baseman. Listen, I mean, I'm saying, listen to Brian Cashman. You listen. Like somebody calls you up and be like, hey, I got a first baseman. Okay, well, let's talk.
Yeah. Let's talk.
I don't know. We'll see. Again too. You want to see how LeMahieu does this month. I think that's going to play a part in whether or not they look to upgrade at what position. Because you could go either or. If LeMahieu's performing, then you could stick him at first, get a third baseman. You got to just kind of let it play out to the deadline.
Yeah, you gotta let DJ get his feet underneath him here a little bit. But so far, what we saw out of the first 6 or 5 games, whatever he's played so far, is this guy that beats the ball into the ground now. It's kind of who he is.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll give him some time, but I'm not really loving what I'm seeing over there.
Yeah, I mean, you you have not been on the DJ wagon for a long time.
I haven't been. I was.
And you've been, and honestly,
you've signing.
You
they re-signed him.
You've been right. You've been right on that one.
Fortunately, a couple of people are suggesting maybe a Ryan McMahon trade from the Rockies. I look into it, but the salary he's making like 10 a year, which I don't know if you want to really look into that right now. Because you could play him. You could play him all over the infield. So
right now, right now, I think if the Yankees they could add salary if it's a rental. I don't think they're looking to take on big money contracts past this year because they're going to have to re-sign
He's signed through 27 too, McMahon. Yeah.
So because the elephant in the room is Juan Soto and what the Yankees are going to do there, and fact of the matter is this: they can't let this guy go. I think everybody knows that, and I think Hal Steinbrenner will re-sign Juan Soto. There's always that small percentage that he doesn't, but you have to look at it like this, right? Hold on.
Do what you got to do. Cough it out.
I don't know what it is, dude.
I think someone said we're drunk in the chat. Someone thinks we're drunk.
Why are we drunk?
It's all right. Some jerk off.
Anyway,
you
have to look at it like this, right? And I understand. No, I don't understand. I really don't. Okay, because I'm not a Met fan. But you guys are these Met fans out here still. June 3rd, Juan Soto. Well, you know what? When you have a league leading amount of losses when you led after 8, and the team sucks, and Harrison Bader's your best player, I understand. I guess I understand why you're looking towards 2025 already. But the Mets are a dumpster fire, a legit dumpster fire. Plays at Citi Field. You're going to trade. They're likely going to trade their franchise player in Pete Alonso. They're going to gut this team. What is going to be there for Juan Soto to play with next year?
Not much. So there goes that appeal. So then it just comes down to the money.
So that's what it comes down to. And I was alluding to this when we were talking before we hit record here. You're Juan Soto. You've earned the right to chase every dollar that you can get. That's your right. You have a special talent that few people have, and you do it better than most people that have this talent. So it's you, and you're in a position here where you can make historical money. That 10 generation, if you never made another dollar past this contract, 10 generations of your family would never have to work. But at the same time, you want to take more from the Mets to be a 70, 75 win team?
I don't know. So then that kind of alludes to where I went with the conversation, which I was kind of joking when I said it, but I said that he should reach out to Robinson Cano. And it turns out that him and Robbie Cano are kind of close already, that he was someone that Soto really looked up to, and he was like his favorite player to watch. Talk to Cano, see what Cano has to say about that. Was it worth taking the money and going out of the spotlight and not having really any sort of money streaming in outside of your contract? Because that's a big part of it too, the endorsements and the factor of being, playing for the Yankees. It's the extra the marketing opportunities that you have. And I get, like, the Mets are in New York, but it's nowhere near the potential you can make off the field that you can as a New York Yankee.
Again, is this something we don't know Juan Soto that well, but is that something that he wants to be the face of a team? He's never going to be the face of the Yankees. Does that play a factor into it?
Yeah.
Or like you mentioned, when he hit that triple in Anaheim, he's getting standing ovations on the road. He gets serenaded by the Yankee Stadium crowd. They treat him better than they treat Aaron Judge most of the time. That's got to play. I mean, these are all things that he's thinking about. The Mets are going to be in a rebuild. Even if they get Juan Soto, dude, it's going to be 2-3 years, maybe 4 years before they're even competitive again. Juan Soto re-signs with the Yankees. Let's say they get to the World Series this year. They're back. They're back to being favorites again.
Yep, and you're seeing a Mets team too with the year going the way it is. Their attendance levels are dropping so fast, like more than any other team, I think, outside of like Oakland. They've taken a nosedive. So, like, again, like, is that the kind of stadium you want to go into? I mean, yeah, you would be selling the seats, but I don't know, man. It's, I guess, like you said, we don't really know him, and we'll just kind of have to wait and see. But I wouldn't blame him for taking the max amount of money. Again, though, you got to just weigh it with what is the max amount of money on your contract, or are you going to make more in endorsements? So I don't know.
I think he's going to have to weigh the pros and cons of all this. And the pros is that he gets to play the rest of his career with Aaron Judge at Yankee Stadium. The cons are that he'll be a Met. And I don't care who, and you know what, you want to say Steve Cohen, King Cohen? What's the difference between him and the Wilpons? The team still sucks. They still make bad decisions in terms of player personnel. Just that he does his mistakes are at a grander level because he spends more money on them.
Right. Yeah, his are almost worse.
So, Juan Soto, if the Yankees are at, let's say, 550 and the Mets are at 750 and he goes to the Mets, what? Okay, great. Now he's got to play. Now he's got to be a Met for 15 years.
Yep.
That's his punishment for taking the money. But again, we say this. I think these things that have happened already this year have to count for something. I don't think the Yankees can lowball him because of all that, but I think it does count for something. And the Yankees were smart. You have to pay a price to get Juan Soto. They were smart to get him in the building. It's easier to convince a guy to stay than to convince a guy to come.
Right. How can you miss what you never had? He'll have had it. Maybe he'll want it for the rest of his career.
That was part of the I guess the impressive thing of getting guys like CC Sabathia and Gerrit Cole. They never wanted to be Yankees. They never wanted to really They wanted to be West Coast guys. That's where they're from, and they got him to come here. But now you don't have to convince Juan Soto what it's like to be a Yankee. He already knows what it's like to be a Yankee, and it's pretty fucking awesome, especially when this team is winning.
Yep. I don't know. We'll see.
And what we need to see here is that, Jason Dominguez, he's getting moved up here to Scranton to finish out his rehab. Did the Yankees just move him there now because that's where he's going to stay? So, he's got less than 7 days left on this rehab assignment. So the decision is coming soon.
What do you think they're going to do?
The only thing they can do is leave him in Scranton.
Yeah, because what else are you going to do? Get rid of Grisham? That's really, and even that, and that's not a guy that you maybe want to get rid of right now for his defense. And then you're going to have a guy on the bench that you don't want on the bench. So I agree. I think he's going to end up just in Scranton.
Because think about it like this. You DFA Grisham, which the Yankees don't really want to do, especially since he has another year of control, right?
Right.
Let's say you do that to create a roster spot for Jason Dominguez. Somebody can't play. You're still in a situation where somebody can't play. Judge and Soto obviously going to play every day. Dominguez is a switch hitter, but he's better from the left side. So you want to say you want to platoon him with Verdugo? How does that make any sense? Or
Yeah,
I guess you could. I guess you could find ways in that scenario. You could find a way to play Dominguez every day because if a lefty's pitching, you can bat righty. You sit Verdugo. If a lefty's pitching, or if a righty's pitching, you can bat lefty and you sit Stanton. But again, you can't sit Giancarlo Stanton either. I mean, I know a lot of people want to rag on Stanton, but the guy's been clutch. He's been healthy. What are you going to do? You're going to bench Giancarlo Stanton now? I don't think Alex Verdugo has value as a bench player.
No. No, I don't know. And I don't know if I want to really change anything like that right now. I don't know.
Somebody in the chat mentioned does
interesting.
Verdugo as a first baseman's glove. I don't think he does. But again, Verdugo's a great left fielder. He's not okay out there. He's a great left fielder.
Definitely better than I thought he'd be out there.
So I know. See, the unfortunate but good thing about Schmidt being injured is that it at least alleviates one tough decision that the Yankees have to make, because nobody's going to care when Cody Petit gets pulled from the rotation. But credit to Cody, let's not shit on Cody Petit. He had a good start in Cleveland when he came up and made that spot start, and he was solid on
nice
Saturday night. 3 runs over 5 from your 6th start. You'll take that every day.
From a spot fucking start. Hell yeah, 2.45 ERA on the year. Where else did he pitch somewhere? Oh yeah, all right. So he did make.
Yeah, remember the Yankees had a doubleheader in Cleveland. He pitched the second game in that doubleheader.
He's. I mean, that's more than you can ask from Poteet.
The Yankees.
He should have went with number 64 though. A little reverse Pettit. Do a little flip. 46, 64, Poteet.
Look, I keep seeing people keep saying in the chat, Grisham's the odd man out when Dominguez comes back. Okay, make the argument. Make the argument then. What are you doing with all 4 of these guys?
Yeah.
Or
I guess
the only argument. Sorry. What are you doing with all 5 of these guys? Because you have 5 guys for 4 spots.
Right.
But really you have 3 for 2 because Soto and Judge are givens. They're playing every day in center and right.
Yeah. No, it's tough unless you really map it out where you can schedule like off days and then lefty pitchers. Slim Lewis super chat, bring up the Martian if needed because of injury or in September. He'll take Verdugo's spot in 2025. So he's saying to bring him up if it's necessary because of injury, or you call him up in September.
Yeah, that's what
I think
right
that's where
now
we're at as well.
Dominguez is going to be break glass in case of emergency.
Right.
And that's a good
yeah, you're right, Kev. That's Ferguson's number. Well, Ferguson should have changed it for my little Pettit theory here.
Or Ferguson should just not be on this team.
Yeah, or you could just DFA Fergie.
So,
yeah, a good point. Not good with numbers this year.
You should watch the story of my number.
Should. That would help me. Yes, it's me,
Brian,
Miss
Bri-
Brian
Brian,
Cashman's daughter. Hello.
Brian, are you there?
No, this is me, his daughter.
Gracie, hi, Gracie.
Hello, it's me, Gracie. I feel like this is kind of mean.
That's why I'm trying to find different fathers there.
Yeah. Actually, I am here. Let me take over. She's doing a great job. She is not a Nepo baby, whatever that means. I don't know what it means. She got the job fair and square. She's not like Kanye's daughter with the Lion King. All right. She earned the job and she asked some great questions. So, gotta go.
But okay,
He left.
she's a nepo baby.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
But look, I'll tell you the truth. I fucking hate that term, by the way.
You don't like it?
No, because it's stupid. Ryan,
Ooh.
I have a kid, right? If
Okay.
I am in a position to use whatever power that I might have to help my child, I'm gonna do it.
Absolutely. It's more the like fact that why they're being hired in
Okay,
the
let's say
first
that.
place.
Let's say this. I saw the episode with Boone. I haven't watched the other ones yet.
Okay.
She seems like she belongs in that type
Yeah.
of setting.
Yeah, so she had her foot in the door.
She's
So
not fucking illiterate.
who you
Like,
know. Right.
you know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
interviewing Don Mattingly and Andy Pettit and all the other people. Like,
Like those Chris Farley SNL ones when he interviewed McCartney. He's like,
so
so
like if your
what was that
kid is
like?
like Ethan Hawke's daughter said that she doesn't care that
Nighthawk.
she doesn't care that she's a nepo baby. I don't know who she is from a hole in the wall. But she's good. If she's good enough to be in these movies and she got her foot in the door because of who her parents are, who cares?
Yeah, that's kind of what it is for the
That's what
most
that's
for
what
the
you're
most part. For the most part.
that's what your job as a parent is to use your hard work to help your children achieve what they need to do. That's the way I look at it.
Sure. And look, this world's all about who you know, and if you know the right
If
people.
my kid can't count to 10 and I'm a CEO of a bank and I need a VP, I'm not hiring my child. But
Yeah.
if my kid went to school to do something like that, yeah, I'll give him a job.
Sure. Cool.
Or else,
I
what's
hear
the
you.
point of being their dad? You know?
No, you're right.
Hal
I agree
Steinbrenner's
with
a
that
Nepo
side.
baby. Nepo Hal.
That's right. I would not be the owner today if it wasn't an inheritance. That is correct. But I have made the most of my opportunity, and I'm doing a pretty darn good job to live up to my father's legacy.
You know, I feel it really sucks that I like Alex Verdugo so much because you know it's a one and done situation for him.
It's most likely with the writing's kind of on the wall here that they have the depth in their system, so most likely. But you never
Yeah.
know. Think plans could change, stuff could change
Well, if the Yankees are looking to re-sign Alex Verdugo, it means Juan Soto's not coming back.
for sure. But then if they don't sign Juan Soto, then maybe you're getting Verdugo back. So it's like a little glass half
Which
full.
okay, well, who would you rather have?
Come on.
It's just crazy. Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy, man. I mean, we're watching his history right now in terms of,
Yeah.
and our boy Johnny Lasagna here, he posted the stats earlier today. You want to see you people think of like Manny and David Ortiz as being like this duo, this unstoppable like best 1-2 punch, whatever. Judge and Soto's numbers are better than Ortiz's and Ramirez. So I mean, it's pretty crazy the level of greatness that we're watching in this lineup right now with these two guys. And it's like
Yeah.
whatever Judge isn't number one in, then it's Soto, and then they're like 1 and 2 in everything, man. It's just been it's been great to sit here and watch all this.
Pretty awesome. But we wouldn't be probably this positive and optimistic if it wasn't for the pitching, because you saw this with the Angels uh, in this series against the Angels. You know, it wasn't their offense, it was their pitching, but then they had the two best players in all of baseball, and they just never really could do anything in Ohtani and Trout. I know they weren't really healthy all the time, but I mean, man, yes, these two guys are performing great, but a lot of what they're doing right now is because of this starting pitching and how great it's been.
Yeah, because the Yankees have been able to put a better team around these two guys than the Angels were ever able to put around Ohtani and Mike Trout. But Ohtani will be in Yankee Stadium this weekend.
Yeah, pretty pumped. Can't believe it's already this fucking series against the Dodgers, man. Shit came quick.
So as we look ahead here, the Yankees are going to open up a series against the Twins here. All 7:05 starts Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Tuesday, Luis Heel and his 1.99 ERA are going to take the ball. And then Wednesday, Carlos Rodon, and then Thursday is going to be Marcus Stroman. I mean, you look, it's crazy. This rotation is so good.
So friggin' good right now.
As long as Nestor Cortez doesn't pitch on the road.
That's it. Just got to
But-
avoid road Nestor.
And you're just gonna add the best pitcher in baseball to this in about 2 or 3 weeks. So listen, as I said this earlier in the chat, earlier in the show, if anybody missed it, if you're going to be out at Somerset to watch Gerrit Cole's rehab start, hit me up on Twitter at Christian_NYYST. Let me know you're there. Let's come say hello. If you're going to be out at Yankee Stadium on Wednesday, same thing. I'll be out there. Don't be shy. Come say hello. I'm excited for this week. I really am. I'm going to be tired as shit. But I'm excited, man. I have to be out there for Gerrit Cole's first rehab start. Got to be out there for Juan Soto basketball jersey night. So it's going to be a fun week here.
Back to back.
Yeah,
Somerset, then
I don't know how I used to
call up to the Bronx.
I don't know how I used to do that. Like I used to go to like 3 or 4 Yankee games in a week. I don't know how I used to do
you
that.
would go a lot.
Because he said they tweet came out said Tuesday. I was like, fuck me. Like I really have to do it. I got to do it though. You got to do what you got to do. Okay.
You gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta jump on it. You little Ticketmaster robot. Okay.
And what you got to do is make sure you are subscribed to the NYYST podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. We are available on your favorite platform. There will be audio only shows and have been audio only shows throughout the course of the season. Don't miss anything. If you are subscribed, you won't. Make sure you are subscribed to NYY Underground on YouTube. You're in the chat right now listening. If you are not subscribed, hit the button. Also like this video. Don't miss out on NYY Underground Day, September 14th against the Red Sox. And make sure you tell everybody that the NYYST podcast is the official Yankees podcast of Odyssey. I want to thank everybody for being in the chat tonight and listening to me for the past hour with my stupid ass voice. I don't know what the hell is going on here.
Allergies maybe, because mine's going in and out the last couple days too.
So we want to thank everybody for the continued support of NYYST and NYYU. We want to thank everybody for listening to episode and watching, episode 394. Do you want to how do you want to exit this?
Hit me with the SGR, and then I'll do Chris's part.
SGR?
Go Yanks.
SGR, say goodbye.
Can't make a promise, but I do my best. 25 sitting on 25 racks. Just got started, no, we ain't done yet. Bought a new crib, that's a goddamn flex. Sign that check. Told them last year that I been up next. Can't take calls, but I send that text. From way downtown, but the shit's still wet.